What's up, Waterboys, and welcome back to another Waterboys pod. Let's start this off by talking about the Nets, all right? Their last game on Saturday, they had both Harden and KD. KD got 42 points. Harden got 32 points, 12 rebounds, and 14 assists. That's a pretty good game for his first game. Come on. That's pretty good.
Well, we knew he could do it. It's just,
The two of them, they work very good together.
Yeah, I agree.
They've already got the chemistry built from when they were back in OKC.
Something I was thinking is I think that team is better when it's just KD and Kyrie.
That's what I'm
not
thinking.
Kyrie, Harden. KD and
Harden.
Harden. Because KD and Harden are a very good duo, but I think when you add Kyrie to the mix, it kind of makes it feel a little weird.
Because then you go to the next game versus the Bucks, which was a phenomenal game. KD had 39 and 6. Harden had 34, 12, and 6, almost another triple-double. And it's not like the Bucks had a bad game. Giannis had 34, 12, and 7. Holiday had 22, and Middleton had 15. Like, their core had a really good game, but the duo between Harden and KD, they outplayed them.
Yeah.
But then you have Kyrie coming back to the mix, and they played the Cavs. What happened there?
Well, it just shows that the Nets can still be beaten
With that big three.
by the Cavs.
And by the Cavs, too.
Not only did I say the Cavs are going to make the playoffs this year, they are. Even if they trade away Andre Drummond, they're not going to.
Yeah, that's been a surprising
But
team.
the Nets can be beaten.
I mean, and it's not like the Nets, it's not like that big three had bad numbers. Irving pulled 37 points. Harden got 21 and KD got 38. It's just the Cavs outplayed him with Sexton scoring 42 points.
Well, yeah, Harden got
Like 20 in overtime, too.
So,
Harden with another triple-double.
Did the Nets not play up to the caliber, or did the Cavaliers just have a superstar
Sexton
game?
balled out.
Sexton did ball out, but I think the Nets are missing that defensive threat. They traded away Jared Allen, which is their biggest defensive threat. And let's be honest, KD, Harden, and Irving, none of them are big defensive players.
Yeah.
Well, especially, I think it's the main two are Harden and Irving. Definitely, you're not going to count on them for defense.
Yeah. KD, you could get some good defense out of him. The issue I think is, we're too focused on that big three. And I think the same goes with that coaching staff. I think the coaching staff is way too focused on figuring out that big three when they need to figure out the guys around them, because a guy like Bruce Brown, young guy, he can defend. So he only played 7 minutes that game. As a coach, you have to make an adjustment, and you have to understand, you have to switch it up. Bruce Brown can play defense. So to only play him 7 minutes when Sexton's going off, I think as a coach, and obviously Steve Nash is new to it, but you got to look at guys like that. And, okay, maybe you experiment with Bruce Brown for 5 minutes. Put him on Sexton. See if he can lock him down, right? But
yeah, I agree. You have to utilize everyone's abilities, not just that big three.
Yeah.
Well, there's two things about the Nets bench. One is definitely on the defensive end. When DeAndre Jordan and Kevin Durant, if Kevin Hart was in the game, that's what really happened.
There we go.
That would be a team.
That would be a big four right there.
That would match up with how this team feels right now.
Okay, well,
Take a little tension off.
without
Sorry,
KD and DeAndre Jordan on the floor, they're very small. The Nets are a very small team. And then the second point is I think the morale of this team is going to affect the role players. Players like Joe Harris, a great role player. He hits some clutch shots. Dude, he knocks him down. But I think it affects them when they see that one of their star players can just sit out and then come back in, and everything's okay.
Well, you know what we or at least I haven't thought of it. Jared Allen was on that Cavs team. He got 4 blocks. 4 blocks. That was pretty solid. Yeah, defensively they lost out on their center, and that's huge.
Well, Taurean Prince is a great 3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
A really good
Both those
3-and-D
guys,
guy,
yeah.
and the Nets really lost on the defensive end.
So, I have a question. Should Irving be more of a scorer, like you saw him scoring 37 points, or should he be more of a passer getting assists, because in this game he only had 2 assists. He's that point guard. I feel like as a point guard you should be getting more than 2 assists.
Well, Harden's your passer on this team. Harden is the best passer on this team. I'd say KD might be a better passer than Kyrie. So ultimately, Kyrie as a player is more of a scorer. He's more of a shooting guard.
Kyrie can be a facilitator, but Hayden's 100% right. James Harden is going to be the main facilitator on this team. But the problem with that being, Kyrie Irving doesn't play off ball. Kyrie Irving needs to have the ball in his hands.
I'll say this. Kyrie Irving plays better off ball than James Harden does. So if you had to choose who you'd rather have off ball, it would be Kyrie. But you're right. He's a more of a ball dominant player who wants to score.
So if you were the Nets, right? If you're their general manager, right? Do you say, all right, we're going to stick with this big 3. We're going to take it to the end. We're going to build the chemistry. We're going to make it work. Or do you make any changes?
There's nothing to stress about. It's just the first week. You know, you're going to go through your ups and downs. And we've seen every superstar, every super team go through this struggle. You know, the Lakers went through it. The Warriors went through it. Every superstar team goes through this. And you don't need to stress, because now you have the Pacers, which they just made the trade. But they might still be the same team, but they kind of lessened themselves up. Mm-hmm. But you're 5th seed, and you're only not even a game behind the Pacers. And then you have Boston, which they're playing really good. They just got Kemba back. But you feel as you have a more mature and better team than the Celtics. So I think, and also you beat the Bucks. You've proven you can beat the Bucks.
Yeah,
but it was close.
Kyrie. I think with Kyrie, they might have had a harder time.
Yeah, for me, it ultimately comes down to you have to see what you have on this team before you can make any decisions like that. Because you look at who played this game. Bruce Brown only played 7 minutes. Landry Shamet he doesn't play at all, right? So those are 2 guys who you give them more minutes.
Yeah,
they can make an
Shamet is a good player.
Yeah, he didn't play.
Yeah.
Tyler Johnson showed he can play in the league. He hasn't played. Chris Chiozza he can play NBA minutes, especially against a team like the Cavs. Not as a disrespectful thing, but there's guys on that Cavs team you can be willing to throw some random guys at, right? But I just think as coaches, Steve Nash has to be better. Steve Nash has to utilize his guys correctly and not focus so much on that big 3, because there's more guys on that team, and those other guys are going to be more important to you.
The thing is that these teams pay the big name players for a reason. They pay them to have the ball in the hand. Yeah, they pay them to be on the court and to make buckets.
Yeah.
You know, they don't pay them to they don't pay them big money, and then they only get them like 10, 5, and 5. So the Nets do. I disagree with you, Hayden. I think the Nets do need to focus on the big 3, but I do think the role players are important. But you can't focus on, you know, a rookie here or a guy that's barely been in the league, or, you know, what are you going to do? Focus on these 3 rookies, or focus on James Harden or Kevin Durant as one of your main guys?
The thing is, it has to be a balance of both. You have to, yes, your big 3 is arguably the most important part of your team because they're going to get you those wins, but without other guys on your team, you can't do anything, and it shows here because KD plays 50 minutes, James Harden plays 50 minutes, Kyrie plays 50 minutes, but you have guys like Bruce Brown only playing 7 minutes, Landry Shamet not playing at all. Those are guys who need to be in the game and need to get minutes, and if you put those guys in the game instead of playing...
Well, they played... Yeah, but they played all those minutes.
Joe Harris...
They still couldn't get the win.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Joe Harris played 41 minutes. Jeff Green played 45. Your big 3 all played 50 minutes.
Yeah, but putting a whole bunch of scrubs in over 3 main guys...
even if they're still in, they're probably not going to get the ball as much as, you know, KD.
But I think defensively it makes an impact. Jeff Green's obviously a good defender. Joe Harris, he's kind of, you know, a little bit... interesting on defense, but I mean, there's guys on this team who can play defense, and you have to make adjustments. If you see you're giving up 147 points to the Cavs, you have to make adjustments. It was double overtime, but that's a lot of points no matter what.
Yeah.
And you have to make adjustments, and it's not just about those big 3.
Yeah, but you saw it in the double overtime. Sexton went off. He took every one of those big three, and he outplayed them. No one could play defense on him. That's why I think they need a little bit of a bigger defensive threat. If it's not working out, I think they could honestly trade away Kyrie for more role players. Like you're saying, they need more role players to filter in. They could trade him away for probably at least 3 amazing bench role players.
The thing is, they're not going to trade Kyrie because Kyrie signed with them. It looks bad on your team. Even though Kyrie's been a little weird, it looks bad on your team to sign a guy and then that same season trade him away. Yeah. Well, not this. He just didn't play last season very much. But it looks a little weird on your team to, sign a guy and then trade him away. People aren't going to want to come to your team after that. So
yeah.
I disagree with trading Kyrie away, but you have to do something. You have to do something. You gave away all your first-round picks now, right? So what are you going to do?
All right. Time for Ian's segment. I call this one Slept On.
Okay.
Any team in the league what team is slept on?
Is currently or was?
Right now.
Right now I'm going to say the Heat. I'm going to say
the Heat are slept on?
And you'll listen
They're
to Theo.
Overhyped right now.
No, you're going to hear Theo in a sec say, oh, the Heat aren't doing very good, but just
yeah,
wait.
they're not slept on. This is called slept on, Hayden, not overhyped on.
We're slept on because right now we're 10th seed and we have a losing record. But just wait.
Yeah, that's just
no. You can't just wait. We're talking about
right
the season
now. I'll tell you who slept on. My Utah Jazz.
Oh Lord, you guys are is this just gonna be shouting out your own team?
Utah Jazz. We have won 6 in a row right now. We are 3rd in the East. I mean the West.
It's not called being
3rd in the West. No one talks about the Jazz. You look on SportsCenter, NBA. You don't see any posts about the Jazz, and we're killing it right now. We play again tonight on TNT versus the Pelicans, who we just beat the other night. We just beat Denver. It's not like we're playing bad teams either. We're winning games, and no one is talking about it. Slept on.
There's a lot of factors.
No. Hold on.
Exactly.
You said the Heat. Okay. I'm gonna say the Jazz. We'll agree with Ian.
There we go.
They're 10-4 in the Western Conference, 3rd seed. I gotta be honest. A couple of these West teams,
and that's tied. Oh, actually, no. We would need one more to tie for them.
You need one more.
It's almost number 1 seed. It's 1 win away.
Yeah, and you've done it in your last 10. Last 10, you've been 8-2. So
6 in a row.
I will say the Utah Jazz, but just to pick a 3, so we all have something different. I'm gonna go with the Warriors. I slept on them so hard. Right, I had them, I think, 13th seed.
Yeah, I know. I had them making the playoffs. I think at 7. I had them at 7.
I made a mistake by counting out the Warriors.
Yeah, Kelly Oubre, he had a really cold start.
So did Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, they both had a really cold start.
And
not making any threes, not shooting they were shooting very terribly.
And they didn't have to Draymond Green either.
Draymond Green, when he came
injured.
back. His first 3 games, he sucked. I don't know if you guys looked at it. He had 0 points, 1 point. It was bad. But now they're all playing pretty dang good. Kelly Oubre, I love Kelly Oubre because whenever he just makes a layup, I gotta show you guys. Whenever he just makes a layup, he goes yeah, he flexes on him.
He's the skinniest guy.
I don't know if you guys saw the other day. I think he made a dunk or something, and he flexed. He blew a kiss to someone, and the ref,
I saw that.
The ref gave him a tech for blowing a kiss.
Oh Lord!
I thought that was so stupid.
Soft.
I'm like, just let these players have their fun. The refs are basically saying you can't do something awesome and celebrate. They're saying I have a problem with that.
They're soft. It's just soft.
But I agree. I think they are slept on.
I think they're
just right. They're just right.
I think the Warriors are just right. They might.
No,
the Warriors might just be just right.
If they had Clay, they'd be
top 5.
Yeah,
they'd be top 5. Still in the conversation.
Okay, I hear you, but look at the teams below them, like the Mavericks, the Nuggets. Are the Warriors going to be up there for that long? Probably not.
Good point. Yeah, you got Portland under them. Even San Antonio.
Yeah.
I take San Antonio over
Denver.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Denver, Dallas are down there. Very surprising.
Yeah, so I just don't think they're gonna be up there that long. So I think if they are slept on, they're rightfully slept on because it's a weird start to the season. A lot of teams are playing weird, not doing well. You have guys out because of COVID.
Yeah,
so,
it is a weird season.
You know, it's like, I mean, the Heat, I know because I watch them and I pay attention. We've had games where we've had like 5 to 7 guys out with COVID. And it just messes up your whole. It messes up everything.
That's one reason
going into the season.
The Jazz are doing really good right now is because
because they already all caught COVID.
No.
From Rudy Gobert.
No,
yeah, your team's been through it.
When he went and touched all the microphones that everyone had with his COVID.
And you know what? That was probably good because now
Yeah,
they're taking the right precautions, and they're one of the teams that haven't had an outbreak yet because they are taking the right precautions.
So tell me this. Do you think they wouldn't have taken those precautions had Rudy Gobert not went around and touched all the microphones?
It's all in the
Probably. A lot of other teams are
It's
just
all in
saying,
the
yeah, we
past.
don't care. But, all right, here's a player that I think is slept on.
Okay.
Rookie Cole Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
You saw the game he just had, that game winner where it was off a missed free throw, which that as a player missing a free throw to win the game, that is something I bet that player is just pissed off.
Yeah.
But he gets the rebound, runs down the court. Not a very good looking three, but he sunk it. But he's been doing good every game he's played, and he's not being talked about that much.
Well, Marco Fultz with the horrible injury that he
has.
He's been able, Cole Anthony has been able to step into that role, and the Magic are still going for a playoff spot. They've shown no signs of going.
Oh yeah, I had him for my most improved player.
I had him on my fantasy,
And-
so I feel bad for me.
Hey, come on. We need to feel for the players.
Remember
Like,
when,
you know who we need to feel for? Just got traded from the Nets.
Karis
LeVert.
Yeah.
Being traded probably saved this man's life.
He came out and said that too.
Yeah.
Well, finding out
Hopefully-
that he has like they didn't say it was a tumor, but he has like a mass.
growth.
Yeah, growth. Right on his kidney. Which
finding
is
that out,
scary.
that's nothing you want to hear. So
Yeah.
Hey, you know who
But-
prayers
hasn't?
out to him.
You know who hasn't actually played that bad? Grayson Allen.
Is he on the Grizzlies?
He's in the
He's
top.
on the Grizzlies.
He's in the top 5 hated
He's
players in the league. But I like him because.
think
Did
he's
you guys come to that game to us, the Jazz game, right?
Yes.
We went to the last season Jazz game, their last season, and Rudy
yes.
Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, none of them played because we didn't need to win that game. So basically, Grayson Allen says, "I'm gonna pop off," and he scored
42. He had 42
points that game.
His last 5 games, though, he's actually been kind of balling. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Is he fantasy worthy though?
I mean,
actually, yeah, he is. He's doing quite well.
if you look at the Grizzlies, they're 7th seed right now. They haven't had Ja. Ja just came back, that was a really impressive comeback because he came back very quickly and he's back on it. But with playing without them, they still have that 7th seed, and they also have Jaren Jackson Jr. coming back. I don't think I had them on my playoffs bracket, but they could probably make the playoffs.
I had the Grizzlies because they're going to do a play-in this year for the playoffs.
Yeah,
Their Grizzlies are in that play-in spot.
Yeah,
Definitely, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you guys.
Yep.
Okay. I'm looking at the standings right now, and the West is still looking better than the East. Is that true or is false?
I think it's false. I think it's false because let's take a look at the standings. You have teams not in there like the Heat. That's kind of it. But
Charlotte
who are
Hornets?
actually the
Orlando
Hornets,
Magic.
The Hornets aren't bad, but who are actually like solid playoff teams. And so I think it's just a weird season.
So you don't think
Yeah.
the New York Knicks are a solid playoff team?
If you told me that the manager just picked all these names and rolled them up and put them in random spots, I would believe you because it's looking very weird. Both of the East and West are looking weird. I mean, in the West you have Dallas at 9, you have Denver at 10. I think Denver's not going to have that good of a year.
They lost all their role players. And
They lost all their role players, and to be honest, Jamal Murray, I think he only plays spectacular against the Jazz, because the game we just played against the Nuggets, he played like he was playing in
which you won by close.
But every other game, he's averaging 17 points. Like, if the Nuggets want to be up there, where they should be, he needs to step it up and play like he is playing in the playoffs.
Can I say 2 coaches who are probably on the hot seat?
Who?
I'm gonna give you the Wizards coach.
Oh, I knew. Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Forgot his name. The Wizards coach,
Yeah.
though. And then I'll give you the Kings coach.
Luke Walton.
Luke Walton, because you
Yeah,
look
he gets
at
tossed around.
the team Luke Walton has: De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton. You have
Buddy
Marvin
Hield.
Bagley, who has not developed as a
But
player since he got here.
Marvin Bagley is probably the worst center in the league right now.
I wouldn't say the worst, but definitely
No,
he's down there.
he's not the worst,
down there.
but he allows the most points in the paint.
Yeah, and he hasn't played good. But look at this team. You have a very good team. You have guys who you can use, who you can play, and players don't even really like Luke Walton all that much. So is he a good coach? No, he's average. Do you want an average coach with a lot of
No,
good
you want
young
a championship
players?
winning coach.
Exactly. You want a guy who's going to teach your players good stuff. Luke Walton failed in Los Angeles. I don't blame him for that. Who doesn't fail in Los Angeles?
Well, they didn't last year, so and the Clippers are looking mighty fine with their new coach.
Okay, but last year they had Anthony
Yeah.
Davis. They just got him.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, you don't really need a coach for those
I mean,
two.
yeah.
LeBron's the coach, let's be honest.
Yeah, nobody's coaching that team.
LeBron
except
is the
LeBron.
coach.
But sorry.
COVID! Oh!
But
No, I'm just kidding.
it annoys me so much when there's these good young guys like Tyrese Halliburton who have so much potential but just aren't being used correctly. Look at Tyrese Halliburton's last 5 games. He's not playing enough. He's playing about 20-25 minutes a game. That's a problem.
But he's only getting
25 minutes a game? You're saying that's not enough?
That's
I
not
think
enough,
25 minutes a
I
game
think
per rookie
That's a lot.
is very good.
That's a lot of minutes.
That's
no,
very
no,
good.
But for a good rookie, he should be playing more minutes. He should be on the court with the good players on that team.
But they
I
have
think-
great guards in that position. You
No,
can't
no, no.
have them on the
But I
court
think-
when they have great
I
guards
think
there.
I think you take Marvin Bagley out of the starting lineup because he obviously has not done anything to help you guys win. Then you play a little bit of small ball. You put Tyrese Halliburton in there. He's very flexible on offense and defense. He can defend pretty well. You need that guy to get more minutes because otherwise he's not going to develop into the player that he could be. Halliburton's a great passer. He's a good defender for being a rookie. And he knows when guys run by him, he's got that automatic defensive instinct. He knows what to do in the right situations. He runs to the right guy when there's a rebound or when there's an offensive rebound or
So are
any
you saying?
situation
So
like
are
that.
you? What I'm gathering from this is, are you saying the Kings are disappointing this year?
The Kings are disappointing, and Luke Walton shouldn't be their coach because he doesn't use their players correctly.
Yeah.
What other teams have been disappointing this year besides the Wizards?
Well, I was about to
Huge.
say,
Everyone.
let's look at the Mavericks because I had them at second seed.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys have them high up?
I had them third, I believe. Maybe
I think I had him second.
Porzingis is back.
you had them first.
So,
One of you had
yeah,
the
I had him
Mavericks first.
I might have had
Yeah.
no.
You
I
had
put
him
the
second.
Portland first.
I had him
Yeah,
second. So I know maybe I had him lower down, but I mean
You had him
you're looking
third.
at them right, and they're 9 seed right now. Do you see them climbing back to where we have them?
Guaranteed. There's
Yeah.
3 teams. I'm gonna say 2 for the West and 1 on the East that will climb back up. One is definitely easily the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh,
Second
yeah.
one, Denver Nuggets. These teams are too good
If
not
I'm
to
gonna be
up
honest,
there.
I think Denver Nuggets are gonna have a hard year. I think
Well, they definitely
they're
are,
gonna be
'cause-
down there in like the 6th, 7th seed.
Well, they lost all their role players and all the guys that play defense for
Yeah,
them.
Jeremy Grant. Looking at how he's playing in at the Pistons, like they lost a huge player in Jeremy Grant.
But the Pistons are still 3-11.
I lost
so.
a huge player in Jeremy Grant fantasy league.
he
I traded him for Russell Westbrook.
got Russ
and now
Westbrook. Come on,
Westbrook's
that's
injured.
pretty good.
He's injured
Yeah,
for 4 to
true.
6 weeks, which is a problem, by the way, for the Wizards. And
Oh, yeah,
the Wizards already haven't, like I said, they've been underperforming. Their guys aren't. Denny Avdia, he's not being used correctly.
What's up with you and the rookies, man?
It's,
Give some respect to the guys that have been there for the years.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
just saying the rookies.
but when
should
You're
run
just
the
saying
team.
the rookies.
When you have-
it's all potential.
The only rookie that
Where's
I say
the
should get
real?
more minutes is LaMelo Ball because he is coming off the bench right now. If you see what LaMelo Ball is doing off the bench right now, I think he deserves to start.
Yeah, but he's having some floppy games.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk about that. Let's let him finish.
All right,
Let's
let me say this: if you're playing a guy less minutes, but you're using him correctly, that's one thing. But if you're playing a guy no minutes and you use him wrong, that's a problem. And that's what's happening with the Kings and the Wizards. The coaches are not using these guys correctly. And these players, my issue is, yes, they're rookies, and that gives you value in that player, and that gives you potential in that player. And that gives you have habits that you need to start and instill in those players. And it's a problem if you're not playing them a long time and you're not playing them correctly because they don't get the reps. They don't get correct reps when they do get reps. And you're not developing their skills because you look at Deni Avdija, he obviously has skills. He's played professional basketball. You look at Tyrese Halliburton, he obviously can play, right? But you're not playing them enough minutes and you're not playing them correctly. And it's just an issue.
Yeah, I can definitely see the Wizards coach on the out.
And it's only been a season.
Especially if they don't make the playoffs this year.
Yeah. And they probably won't.
Yeah. Interesting team. Phoenix Suns. I had them, I think, 8th seed.
Which was
They're having
a
a hot
mistake.
start. Which was a mistake. Yeah. They're having a hot start, and honestly, I like it. Because I like that matchup for the Jazz in the playoffs. If the Jazz could play the Suns first round in the playoffs, that would be very okay.
No, when Chris
Welcome
Paul,
to the
no,
Utah
no, no,
Jazz podcast.
Yeah. No, I had
we
the
all have our
Suns.
team.
I had the Suns 5th seed, so they're right where they need to be.
Yeah.
The one team that's got me bugging is the Golden State Warriors. What? I mean, we got to dive into them a little bit because I had them at maybe 13th seed.
Yeah, I never had them doing bad. I saw them doing this good.
Ian was the one
the whole
had that
time.
right?
I think I had him around 15.
Just look at Curry. Curry is an MVP player. You think a team with an MVP player is going to let that team go down to the 13th
Wizards?
seed?
You seen the Wizards? Bradley Beal he can put up 50 a night if he wants to.
Well,
but if they're not winning,
situation.
what does it matter?
Exactly.
But I think the Warriors are growing in with those players. Like I said, they're not the 2016-17 Warriors. They're the 2021 Warriors. It's a whole different team. And I think they're finally starting to realize that and finally starting to realize what everyone's role is. So I definitely see them making the playoffs.
Well, they have great role players, and they have big guys with big contracts on that team,
and they have energy.
So, and
They have
they're
energy
young.
and hype.
They're young.
Yeah,
they're super young. I think they found a good core with James Wiseman, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, and they just fit right behind in Stephen Curry.
Yeah, I
with
have
his
LaMelo
leadership.
being Rookie of the Year, but Wiseman is playing fantastic.
He's playing too good. His stats are too good not to.
Yeah, he's playing
they're winning.
fantastic.
I'm only going to give you Rookie of the Year or any type of awards if your team is winning.
Mm-hmm. But he fits in. Wiseman fits in with that team very well.
Yeah.
He picks up the missed shots. He's there for the blocks. He's there for the alley-oops. He plays good off-ball. I don't know if you guys have watched them that much, but he plays good off-ball to set screens, the give and goes.
And he runs the floor, which is amazing for Stephen Curry because he can run the floor and they can pass it to him down low, or he can just pop up.
But do you guys think this team's too young? I think it's too young.
No, there's no way. They're
a very young team, but that's not a bad thing. That just means in the future they're going to be better.
So but for the future, yes, that's a good thing. But for now, I'm saying
they're not too young.
But usually, what I look for in a team is a team with old or middle-aged star players, and then a couple good young guys, and then older vets to be your role players because they know how to play. They know the tricks to the game. They can get you out of tough situations. When you have a bunch of young role players, I think it can be a problem for you.
Those vets are Draymond Green and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw
vets.
Last game, Wiseman, I think he made a mistake or something, and Green was like, "Hey, let me talk to you." He coached him up. He taught him everything. Those are the vets. They're going to teach him. I agree. There are young players like Eric Pascal, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre.
But those two are young, but they've been in the league for 4 to 5 years
and they have
now.
players surrounding them that are going to make them better.
And James Wiseman is the only young guy, and so far he's shown great maturity and great play style on the Warriors. So I don't think there's any concern about them being too young. They have the age.
I think to win, they're too young right now.
Oh well, the Warriors are not going to be winning the championship.
I'm saying
this year.
to even get in the playoffs. I think they're just too young to last a full season. Yes, it's only 72 games, But still, to last a full season, you need guys who are going to get you through it. Yes, they're going to start out good, but it has to be sustained. And usually when you see a bunch of young role players, it's harder to sustain that than if you have guys like Richard Jefferson. Yes, they're not going to get you that many stats, but they know how to play. Andre Iguodala, they know how to play. And they're gonna help those young guys keep it going. And yes, it's good for those guys to be stars, but you also need a few guys who aren't, because then they can relate to the non-star rookie. Yes, James Wiseman's a star, but you have guys.
Whoa! He's not a star. He's
playing
a
star,
upcoming star.
I didn't mean a star, but you know what I mean. First pick.
Yeah.
First, second, third pick. You have guys like Jordan Poole. He's 21 years old. You need a guy who can kind of relate to him, I feel like. And when you're a young guy, one, stars aren't going to approach you that as much. Yes, Stephen Curry's really good with every guy on the team, but you need a guy who's going to relate to you more on your level.
I disagree, because Kobe was only 21 when he won his first championship, and Shaq was like 27, 28. Huge age difference.
Kobe's a star, though. Kobe's a star.
Yeah, right off the bat.
I'm saying Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is not Kobe Bryant.
No, but James Wiseman. Okay, James Wiseman. Okay, nobody is Kobe Bryant, but if you're going to compare to young guys and old guys, there's plenty of Warriors are not going to win the championship, but there's plenty of playoff teams that can win with young guys and old.
I don't think you have to be the same age to relate and, help them out. I mean, look, we're 2 years apart, and hey, look at that.
Exactly.
No, I'm not. Okay, you guys aren't getting the point I'm trying to make. I'm saying you need older guys who are going to teach the younger guys how to make it.
They have that.
NBA.
No, they have that with Draymond Green and Stephen.
I'm saying, yes, that's
Andrew Wiggins.
That's going to work.
They played for 5 years.
That's going to work every day for people like James Wiseman and people who are going to have long, sustained careers. But I'm talking about guys like Jordan Poole who need a guy who's on their level or similar to them as a player.
How didn't they do with Damian Lee and Eric Pascal?
Yeah.
Those are young guys, though. That's what
but
I'm saying.
they've been to the finals. Eric Pascal has been to the finals once, and he has 4 years under his belt.
Tell me this. Would you rather have a guy like Eric Pascal mentoring Jordan Poole, or would you rather have a guy like Richard Jefferson or Andre Iguodala doing it?
Richard Jefferson?
That's what I'm saying.
Richard Jefferson is an NBA analysis right now. I definitely don't want... Look, Hayden, there's no issues because the Warriors are not getting the title. There's not much to get into.
Every year you're developing guys.
You're developing the guys that you want to develop. They want James Wiseman to develop.
I don't think they're worrying too much.
They're not worrying too much.
I don't think the coaches are being
guys.
like, hey, if we want to win this championship, we got to develop Jordan Poole.
Okay, you're paying...
there's no way.
You're paying guys like Stephen Curry and Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins...
Klay Thompson is out, though.
But you're paying these guys big money. So you have to bring up role players through your team. You have to bring guys up who are young guys. Like, you saw them do it with guys like Kevon Looney.
They have... Yeah, but they have their guys. They have their guys. And Damian Lee. And Eric... Like Ian said, Eric Pascal. Kelly Oubre, even. That's what they have. Well, one more... Wait, hold on. Before we... This is a funny story.
All right.
Again, the Cavs seem to have issues with staff and players.
The Cavs always have issues. Cavs are a problem.
Cavs, one of their guys, Kevin Porter Jr., threw some food.
Oh yeah.
Okay, riddle me this.
At the staff.
Do the Cavs have any old guys who are mentoring their young guys?
Hayden, riddle me this.
They don't.
Riddle me this.
The Cavs have no old guys who are helping mentor and get those guys.
They got a Kevin Love.
Riddle me this.
Okay.
NBA TNT.
Kevin Love. He used to be a star. He's a star guy.
NBA and TNT. Shaq, Chuck, Ernie, and what's the other guy?
Shaq, Chuck, Ernie, and...
Oh, no. You guys all know the other guy. There's the other guy that runs to the board.
Charles Barkley?
No, I said Chuck.
That's Kenny the
Kenny.
Jets.
Kenny.
You already said Kenny.
Okay, look. They talked about this issue and they got 300 and something K views. Okay, so we have to talk about this. This is the issue that happened when Taurean Prince and Jarrett Allen came in. They gave Kevin Porter's locker. They moved his stuff, moved his locker somewhere else.
For Jarrett Allen?
So, for Taurean Prince.
Oh.
But do you...
I mean,
I do the same. And then
You want these new players you're bringing in to feel like they're welcome.
but that's so disrespectful
you gotta
to the
respect
guys'
you
locker.
have on your team.
Yeah, I mean,
But tell me
I don't
this.
know. It's
Let's
hard.
look at this team. Do you have any old mentoring guys who are going to
City
help you?
Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond's huge.
He's a star. Do you guys not understand what I'm
JaVale
saying?
McGee.
You need guys on the same level as these guys to
JaVale
come
McGee.
help them out.
JaVale McGee is not a star. But
Do you
he's
want
that guy.
JaVale
Nance
McGee
Jr.
mentoring your young
JaVale
guys?
McGee is okay. Look, JaVale McGee has matured after his fallen down years.
I think
of Shaq
they're
to
going to
the Fool.
understand what I'm
Shaq to the
saying.
Fool.
Once you win MVP,
Shaq the Fool.
Shaqtin' the Fool, MVP for Shaqtin' the Fool 3 years in a row, can't be stopped. JaVale McGee's got that power. Okay, he's a good mentor.
JaVale McGee
I
didn't
see,
even
yeah.
play in that double overtime game against the
Maybe he
Nets.
was hurt. I feel like
It was a coach's decision.
Can I make one more hot pick
Yep.
before we leave?
Yep.
Before we predict the teams,
Let's hear it.
Heat aren't going to make the playoffs.
Oh, that's pretty hot. I think I mean
I think you're going to get
they'll-
burned on that
I
one.
think
That's a
they'll-
little too hot.
They'll
A
definitely
little
make
too
the
hot.
playoffs, I think. Because I agree with Hayden. Most of their players have been out because
Yeah,
of COVID.
we've had guys out. We've had 7 guys out for like 4 games.
Yeah, you
at
really
a
haven't
time.
seen
okay.
their full team back out.
That was just a hot
No,
take.
we're keeping that take, and that take's gonna follow you around for the rest of your life.
We need a little like one of those like the NBA on TNT guys have. Remember when they would write down the stuff on the sticky notes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need that. We need our season predictions.
All right, well, let's move to today's games.
Oh, boy.
First one,
Tomorrow's
we're starting
games I
out.
thought we were doing.
We're starting out with
Do
the
both,
banger.
I guess.
All right, you got the Lakers versus the Bucks.
That's a Bucks.
The Bucks had,
'Cause the
even though
Bucks-
they lost to the Nets, they had a really good game.
Yeah.
All their top 3 players had a really good game. But I mean, the Lakers are the Lakers.
No, but here's my thing about the Bucks. Right now, the 76ers are first seed. It's not going to keep going that way.
Mhm.
The Bucks are going to take that first seed from the 76ers, and so just in terms of statistically, I think the Bucks win this game, and it makes sense for them to win this game for my outlook on how the season's going to go.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I'm going to say Bucks because I want the Lakers to lose so the Jazz can be first seed. I just want to see it.
I'm gonna say Bucks as well, just
Mhm.
because their role players have been playing really well. So
Moving to Jazz Pelicans, definitely Jazz because I mean we just played the Pelicans the last game. We're playing them 2 games in a row, and we burned them. Like it wasn't even a hard matchup. So I say we're just probably gonna do it again.
But see,
They
the
might
way
make
the way
adjustments.
this season's gone, that's how it goes. You burn a team the first game, like the Bucks did to the Heat, and then the next game they come back and they burn you. So I think that's how it'll
They
go.
can make adjustments.
I think the Pelicans are gonna beat the Jazz. I think the Jazz.
$5
This
bet.
is
Our
too-
double or nothing.
This is too.
You
Oh,
owe, you owe me $10. I'll double or nothing with you right now
I'm
on
just,
the pod.
All right.
on the
This
pod.
is-
Oh no! Oh,
This is too
dude.
long
There we
of
go.
a win streak for the Utah Jazz.
We double or nothing. He owes me $10. It might just be 20.
I'm picking the Jazz.
Yeah.
I'm taking.
I mean,
the
you're on a
Jazz.
6-game win streak. You have that, drive to keep it going. You don't want to lose the best streak in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is we never look back on our past predictions. We should
No, I
probably-
have them all. I
should
have
do
them
that.
all in a little
Yeah.
file that I'll have to edit through, and then one day
And
we'll pull them up.
and for the last game,
Okay,
the
we
Warriors.
should see at the end of the season what our records are.
Oh,
Well, I'm gonna look up our game
Yeah.
predictions, so we'll
Yeah,
see
that'd
who
be cool.
wins game predictions.
so the Warriors and the Knicks. Now the Knicks are at 8th seed right now. If the Knicks stay in the playoffs, I'm gonna shave my head. No, I'm just kidding. But
bet.
no.
Yeah, come on.
But I think this might be an upset game for the Knicks because they've been playing good. I don't know. I think this might be an upset game.
For me, this game is Steph Curry versus the Knicks, and I gotta go with Steph Curry on that.
I might have to go with Steph.
True.
I might have to go with Steph.
All right. Well, we'll see.
We should probably do tomorrow's games
Yeah,
because
let's
these
do
are
both.
only 3 games.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Tomorrow sounds fun.
Tomorrow,
So
I
we
think
got
everyone's
Nice
playing.
Friday games. You got
Uh,
first postponed game.
Yup.
The Bucks and the Wizards.
The Wizards
Yeah,
have
too
been
many
postponed
postponed
for
games,
like
bro.
Yeah.
they've been
that's-
postponed for 2 weeks now.
Hey, that's probably good for their record. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they're getting a rest.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
next one's interesting. Hornets Bulls. They have the same record at 6-8.
Zach LaVine has been going off
I was
this
about
season.
to say Zach LaVine, yeah.
Gordon
I'll go with
Hayward's also
Bulls
been
'cause
going
Zach
off.
LaVine.
I'm gonna go Hornets because they have more threats.
I'm gonna go with the Hornets as well. I
They have
think
more threats.
they should be a playoff
I disagree.
team. So
I think the Bulls at their best are a better team than the Hornets.
well, they just brought
Then the
back.
Hornets at their best.
Yeah.
They
No,
just
the
brought
Hornets
back.
at their best are a good team actually.
No, because you look at Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Lauri
Lauri
Markkinen,
which they just got back.
Wendell
from
Carter
injury.
Jr. I think Patrick Patterson's going to be a good
Yeah.
player.
Patrick Williams.
You have
as well.
You're
Their
right.
rookie.
That's what I meant. You have a lot of like good bench guys as well on that team. I think. Plus, you're trying to keep Zach LaVine, and that's the biggest thing. I think the Bulls are going to have a good season this year.
Well, see, I think Hornets, because if you're saying both at their best, if you have LaMelo playing at his best, if you have Gordon Hayward playing at his best,
You have Graham playing Terry. Yeah,
Scary
I
Terry,
gotta go.
I mean,
I gotta go Hornets.
all right, next we got Rockets Pistons.
I'm gonna go Rockets.
I'm gonna go Rockets too. It's interesting because I mean I don't have Rockets making the playoffs, especially after that trade, but I still think they're gonna beat the Pistons.
Yeah, I give it to the Rockets because Christian Wood playing against his former team.
Yeah, true.
I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think
It's gonna be a driving force.
Victor Oladipo looks really good too. He fits well with the Rockets.
Yeah. Rockets have a good team. Pacers Magic. I'm gonna go
Pacers.
Yeah, it's got to be the Pacers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Pacers.
It's got to be the Pacers. That one's pretty like straightforward.
Wait.
Even though the Magic have played good.
The Cavs play the Nets again?
Yeah, the NBA this year, because of the tight schedule and they're trying to limit the traveling, they're having a lot of teams
Well,
play
that is
back-to-backs.
interesting. I'm gonna say Nets.
I'm gonna go Nets. There's no
'Cause
way that they lose.
They're gonna make
twice.
adjustments. They're gonna know to, pick up Sexton, guard
Yeah,
him better.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely go Nets.
I'm gonna go with the Cavs.
All right,
I think the Cavs are gonna do 2 straight upsets because I think the Cavs are a bit of a feisty team. You saw Kevin Porter Jr. throw some soup at his coach. I think you got the fire that you need.
Yeah.
Even though they're young and they don't have guys who are gonna support those young guys.
Next one is gonna be a very good game. It's playoff matchup: Celtics 76ers.
Ooh, this is gonna be a big game. This is gonna be a big
Kemba's
game.
back.
Kemba is back, but I gotta go with the 76ers.
I'm going 76ers. They're on a hot streak. They're doing good. Joel's playing at an MVP caliber player. I think, I take them.
I take 76ers.
I'm going with the Celtics. I think the Celtics are a better team than the Sixers. And I think the difference maker, I think, is Danny Green. And Danny Green is inconsistent. You saw when they played against the Hawks, he was 0 of 9 from the field.
That's bad.
So when that stuff happens, and it happens a bit, you saw it in the playoffs last year with him. That's why he got traded from the Lakers, obviously. It's just... I'm going to go with the Celtics. I think they're a better team.
Mm-hmm. So next, Heat Raptors.
I think
side with you. I'll take the Heat.
Yeah, I think
I'll take the Heat.
Siakam's out this game as well.
Okay, then that's
Oh,
Heat.
I gotta edit. What?
Well, so
No, he's not.
I think he is.
My fantasy
It
lineup,
says
he
he took
says
an
he's
awkward
playing.
fall late in the first quarter.
Hmm.
On Wednesday, yeah.
Well,
And then you also, but on the other side, Jimmy Butler's out, Tyler Hero's out. You got a few guys out, Avery Bradley and Myers Leonard. So it's going to be a close game, I think. But I think the Heat just have a better team.
yeah, I'll go with the Heat.
Hawks, Timberwolves.
Hawks.
I go Hawks. The Timberwolves.
Hawks, Timberwolves.
Um,
Timberwolves.
You have Cat. He just got COVID. Prayers out to him. That sucks.
Oh yeah, and his either one of his parents or one of his grandparents just passed away from COVID. I think.
His mom.
His mom.
His
Well, that
mom
was a
passed
while
away a
ago,
little
yeah.
while
It's
ago.
very sad.
Yeah, Hayden, you were laughing when we said prayers up.
No, but that's not. I didn't even realize that happened.
Yeah.
Well, I realized it happened, but I didn't think we were talking about that. I thought we were talking about just,
Yeah,
It's-
it's past stuff.
yeah, Jimmy Butler.
All right. Spurs, Mavericks. Spurs have a better record, but I'm taking Mavericks.
Yeah.
The Mavericks have to win at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Mavericks as
Ooh,
well.
this one's interesting. We got Nuggets, Suns.
This is a great matchup, and I think this is gonna be one of the bigger playoff matchups, possibly. So this is one of those not like finals previews, but playoff previews.
Yeah.
I
I'll take Suns.
I think I got to go with the Suns as well. DeAndre Ayton has really stepped it up this week.
Yeah,
so as long as he
Ayton
stays
can guard
on-
Jokic.
You know what I'll say? Nuggets have to start winning. Jokic is averaging a triple-double. He just needs a few guys on his team to pick it up.
Yeah.
I think the Nuggets are going to take this game.
Is CP3 like doing good? Because I
Yes.
haven't seen.
Oh
much
yeah,
of him.
oh yeah. He's at like 30 points a game, 10 assists, of course.
What?
He's balling.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
You know, you look that up while we go to the
You're
next
lying.
game.
Yes, he is. No, well, he's not averaging 30 points a game.
Oh, okay.
But no, if he was averaging 30
You got
points
it
a game,
once. No.
I was going to
no,
say.
but he's having those games. He's
Yeah.
having those type of games.
I'm going to check.
All right. While you're checking that, let's go Clippers Thunder. Easy Clippers. I mean,
Clippers. I said they were going to get first this year. They're going to get first seed.
Paul George is back.
Chris Paul's averaging 13 points.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
No, what?
That's what
I
I'm
just
saying.
saw- I just saw
That's
you
what
had
I'm
a
saying.
couple-
I haven't heard much
No,
about
no,
him
no,
'cause
no.
he's
He just had a couple
sucking.
30-point games.
13, 16,
Nah,
14,
dude, this guy's-
15.
Well,
He's not a scorer, though. But
You're
I mean,
talking about a different Chris Paul.
yeah, I'm talking about a different one.
That's what
I'm living in a whole other world.
All
Man.
right, so Thunder, Clippers. I'm going Thunder. Better defensive team. Oh, I can't say.
Are
that.
you
Hold on a
crazy?
second.
Are you
I
crazy?
said
He
that- I
just
said
likes
the wrong
Dort.
thing.
He
Oh,
just likes
my
I like Dort. I like
Lord.
Shea. I like a few guys on that team. I think.
Well, guess who I like? I like Kawhi. I like PG.
Yeah.
Serge Ibaka.
No, I think
Patrick Beverly.
I think the
Who
Clippers
Thunder.
are
else?
#1 right now.
I think the
Clippers are
Thunder are
number
going to
one.
win this game. I genuinely think
All
the
right,
Thunder.
that's
are
a
gonna
hot
win this.
take. Grizzlies, Blazers.
This is a great game. This is gonna be a great game.
Good game.
Jaw's back. I'd like to see the Jaw versus Damian matchup. That's gonna be fun to see.
I got it back.
I'll take Grizzlies.
I got to
gotta
back
go
the Trailblazers.
Yep.
Even without CJ McCollum, I have to back the Trailblazers.
Dame's not, or CJ's not playing.
No, he's injured.
No, he's injured.
He's
yeah.
fractured his
Yeah,
foot.
that's why I take Grizzlies.
I gotta pay better attention.
He's out for a while. And the
I'll
last
take
game,
Trailblazers.
Knicks Kings.
Kings.
Knicks.
I'll take Knicks. Julius Randle
I'm gonna take
is
the
having
Knicks.
an amazing season. I mean, the Kings really their only threat right now is De'Aaron Fox.
The Knicks look really good.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
The-
De'Aaron Fox just scored 42 points with like 8 assists, and
Yeah.
they still couldn't
The
win.
Kings have a good team.
Buddy
the
Hield
Nets-
is not.
The
he's not
Nets
getting
just
20
had
points a game.
James Harden get a triple-double and KD have like 40-something points, and
Look,
they still
dude.
didn't win.
The Knicks are playing well. Give it to the Knicks.
It'll be a good game to end it off.
Kings.
These are actually going to be some fun games to watch. I'm definitely gonna have to catch some of these.
All right, well, we'll see who was right. Thanks for tuning in to this pod, and hope you tune into the next one.
All right.
See
See you
ya.
guys.
Nice.